The 21st century has ushered in an era of dramatic climate events, from extreme heat to extreme cold, from excess rain to not a drop. Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar's vision to eradicate water poverty in India is finding success through Jaltara, a gift by Gurudev to Indians today and the many generations to come. One such drought-prone district in Maharashtra's Aurangabad was Jalna. Years of scattered and low rainfall had forced the farmers of Jalna to find other employment. However, the situation in Jalna has rapidly changed. NewsX takes you to the ground and we unravel the impact of a method to recharge groundwater made possible through the vision of Gurudev.
Over past decade, the increasing demand of agriculture, industrial purposes has led to significant demand-supply gap for fresh water. But now the situation is changing, particularly in Maharashtra, where I'm standing right now in Maharashtra, Jalna district. Here, the art of living is playing a vital role to revive the life of farmers. There is a project called Jaltara project where they actually work on the groundwater. They work in the pit, and this is how now the situation in Jalna district, Tehsil, Palsekheda, where I'm standing right now, has changing.
Today, this is a farm in Jalna in the months of December and January, with greenery and a healthy chana crop stretching across acres, made possible by ample water supply. We spoke to the owner of this piece of land who explains how his life has changed.
This is the greenery which the Jalna district must have not seen in this particular December-January month of any year in the past few decades. But now the situation has completely changed, and we are right now standing in this farm where you can see there is a total greenery, and I'm sure this has bring a smile on the faces of farmer over here. कभी जनवरी दिसंबर के इस महीनों में कभी ऐसा पूरा ग्रीनरी ऐसी हरियाली थी?
कभी नहीं थी. पहले ये हमारे क्या था, पहले पानी बारिश अपना पानी नहीं था तो हम क्या ये पीक लेते भी नहीं थे. ये क्या उसको ये पीक को पानी लगता है. पहले हमारे जो कोरडो बोलते ना, ये
चने की
ये चने की खेती है. तो ये पानी नहीं था तो ये पीक लेते थे. अब ये पानी हो गया तो इस वजह से हम चना पेर लिया, तो उसमें बहुत अच्छा पीक है. वो देखो, देखना है तो क्या, एक झाड़ को कम से कम 200-250 एक गट्टे लगते हैं. उसको हम गट्टे बोलते हैं. एक झाड़ को 150 से 200 गट्टे लगते हैं. इसमें एक गट्टे में 2 दाने रहते हैं. तो एक झाड़ का कितना उतार आता देखो, पानी के वास्ते 300 दाने रहते हैं इसमें. आप एक झाड़ का निकला तो इसमें 300 दाने कभी भी निकलते. देखो कितना कम से कम 1.5 फुट है ना.
In a short span of 2 years, Neurati Kishan Palve, a farmer in Jalna's Lakh has turned his fortune around. His farmland is flourishing and he's now built a pakka house for himself and his aging mother. All thanks to a simple 4x4 recharge structure 6 feet deep into the ground called the Jaltara. Jaltara is an initiative of the Art of Living. We take a moment to understand how the Art of Living Jaltara works. It involves digging a simple 4x4 structure that's 6 feet deep. It is dug at the lowest point of a plot of land, which allows rainwater to bypass the dense topsoil and seep into the ground, increasing groundwater levels.
This is at the natural tip of it. What we do is we take a 4x4, and that's what's been marked out here, and 6 feet deep pit. Once we dig that pit within JCP, we fill it with rocks, large rocks, smaller rocks and pebbles at the top, so that when the water goes down, it is filtered. And the bigger thing also is that the pit is safe and secure, right? We want to think of this pit with very long life. If you don't have any of those rocks, after a few rains, the mud just comes back in and flows inside it. We want to prevent that. And so it's a dual purpose thing, making sure that there are plenty of rocks, and those rocks are filled by the farmers themselves, right? The way we work with the farmers is we want them to participate in this Jaltara pit creation. It shouldn't just be us doing the work. They also participate, they fill the rocks, and therefore they can also maintain the pits going forward.
Once the Art of Living Jaltara structure is ready, it can last for years, maybe even a decade. All the farmers have to do is remove the old rocks, clean it up and add fresh rocks to the same structure, and it'll be brand new. This simple Art of Living Jaltara structure can prevent flooding and droughts by quickly draining the excess water into the ground and thus saving the crops.
The beauty about the Jaltara pit is that it works during heavy rains as well as during droughts. So when heavy rains come, what happens normally is that flooding happens, right? It takes away the topsoil, and the topsoil is the most precious thing that a farmer has in terms of improving the crop yields in their farms. So the beauty about the Jaltara pit is every single acre, the water doesn't get out of that acre, it goes inside that plot of land, which means that no soil also leaves this property, which means that all the productivity gains that the farmer needs is actually still remains inside that plot.
This farmer in Jalna has tested out the Art of Living Jaltara theory and it works.
ये आता जो आता उतार है ऐसा, तो उतार के यहाँ पे क्या सब खेती का बारिश ज़्यादा हुआ तब सब पानी आता, तो यहाँ पे कम से कम 1.5 फीट 2 फुट पानी यहाँ इधर से आता है, तो वो इधर 1.5 फुट हुआ तो इधर किधर कम से कम 15-20 फुट उधर जाता है, तो ये खेत कभी भी काम भी नहीं आता ना हमारा। तो अब ये पीट लेने के बाद क्या होता, पानी आज आ गए पानी तो 2-4 दिन में क्या होता है, ये पीट में पानी गिरने अंडर वाटरप्रूफ हो जाता है नीचे।
Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar's vision to solve India's water crisis has been brought to life by the hundreds of farmers and workers who contribute to the Art of Living Jaltara structures.
इस कुएं का डेप्थ 45 फीट है और ये लगभग 26 एकड़ का प्लॉट है। यहाँ पर हमने पिछले 2 साल पहले 26 जलतारा के पीट पर एकड़ में लिए हैं, जिसमें हमने रॉक फिल किया है। और इसका मैजिक जो है जलतारा पीट का कि जितने भी 4 महीने बरसात आती है उसका एक बूंद भी मेरे 26 एकड़ से बाहर नहीं जाता है। इसी में 4 महीना वो पानी ज़मीन के अंदर स्टोर होता है। और अभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि इस पर 5 हॉर्स पावर का पंप 24/7 चलता है। 10 फीट के नीचे पानी जाता नहीं है। 35 फीट पानी आज भी उसमें स्टोर है और 26 के 26 एकड़ में पूरी हरियाली छाई हुई है। ये पूरा क्रेडिट गोज टू Jaltara Peat.
The Art of Living Jaltara structure hasn't only been a game changer for farmers, it also provides lucrative employment to workers around the village. We spoke to 2 such beneficiaries.
पिछले लगभग 1.5 साल से जब से जलतारा आया है, जलतारा ने यहाँ के किसानों की दुनिया बदल दी है। हम जैसे किसानों, हम जैसे बेरोजगार लोग थे, हम हमारे
जयपुर से इस ड्राउट प्रोन इलाके में आ गए।
जयपुर वो हमारा इधर का गांव का नाम है जयपुर, और उस गांव से लगभग हमारे जैसे बहुत से किसानों के बेटे इस प्रकल्प पे काम कर रहे हैं। और इसका रिजल्ट आप देखिएगा, हर एक जिस गांव में हमने पुराने मनोज जी साथ में है, डॉक्टर पुरुषोत्तम वायल सर ने, ये आज दुनिया देखेगी कि ये प्रकल्प का क्या फ़ायदा है। और हमारा नारा ही था पहले से कि जल है तो कल है।
अच्छा, जल है तो कल है, लेकिन कल लोग बोलते हैं कि मेट्रो सिटीज़ में कल है। आपको लगता है कि आप यहाँ पे रहेंगे तो आपका गुजारा हो जाएगा? किसान
का बेटा हूँ, किसान यहाँ का जिंदा पानी की वजह से रहेगा। और मनोज जी आज अमेरिका से यहाँ पर आए हैं, हमारे डॉक्टर पुरुषोत्तम जी वायल सर जिन्होंने ये प्रोजेक्ट बनाया, 4 गांव से 33 गांव तक, 33 गांव से आज 245 गांव तक काम कर रहे हैं।
पिछले साल 2 बरस से हम इस प्रोजेक्ट से जुड़े हुए हैं। गुरु जी के आशीर्वाद से और पुरुषोत्तम डॉक्टर वायल सर, इनके मार्गदर्शन पे ये काम चले। बोलने का मतलब इतना है, ये मंठा और परतूर 2 तालुके में जो बेरोजगार थे, जिनको काम नहीं है, वही बेरोजगार सर के माध्यम से, सर के पूरे ये जलतारा प्रोडक्ट से ये पूरे जो लोग हैं ये काम पे जुड़े हुए, और इसमें से जो बेरोजगार थे यदि काम पे बिजी हो चुके।
The benefits of the Art of Living Jaltara structure have percolated much beyond the farms, transforming the lives of hundreds of women and their children. They earlier skipped school and walked miles to fetch water for their families. Now they have water in their backyards.
7-8 साल के बाद हमको पानी को बहुत परेशानी होती थी। अभी मेरी बच्ची दूर दूर से पानी लाना पड़ता, वजन हंडे से सिर से बहुत दुख लग रहा था, इसलिए आते अभी गांव से हमारे जलतारा की योजना पानी लाए, योजना आई तो बहुत आनंद हो रहा है। मेरी
बच्ची को स्कूल भेजते?
मेरी बच्ची स्कूल में भेजती है अभी।
पहले स्कूल में नहीं भेजते थे बच्ची को?
स्कूल में नहीं भेजी थी, पानी की अड़चन आती है तो पानी को लेके जाएंगी मैं उसके लड़की को।
Today, farmers and their families in villages across Maharashtra's Jalna district are reaping the benefits. The Jaltara approach has been validated in projects across 50 villages. 20,000 recharge structures have been constructed so far, and 40,000 trees have been planted. 75,000 acres of land today has access to fresh groundwater through the Jaltara project. The Jaltara project has impacted 50,000 farmers of India till date. We take a moment to understand why the Art of Living Jaltara structure works so well.
I just want to say, even though it was just like germ of my idea, without Purushottam ji and his team, they did 99% of the work, it would not have been successful. So I've been interested in water for a long time, and I had this idea that I want to solve this at scale. Not to solve it for one village or two villages, but how do I solve it for the entire nation? Right? So that's how the whole Jaltara idea came about, is so that we can do very simple projects at massive numbers that can improve groundwater, because groundwater is the biggest challenge we face as humanity. Right? India uses the largest amount of groundwater in the world. We use 25% of global resources, right? And it's a crisis that we have to solve. And Jaltara, I believe, is the right way to solve it at every village, right? What we do is we dig recharge pits in every acre of land. So the rainwater that comes here gets absorbed into the soil, helps the farmers, improves the water table, and then allows them to make a wonderful living out of this. So this was the genesis of the idea, and Purushottam ji has been a wonderful partner in order to enable this. Together we are part of the Art of Living Foundation, and we are taking this project forward.
The numbers speak for themselves. This is the Art of Living Jaltara impact. A 14 feet increase in water levels of wells has led to a 58% average increase in the use of land, which has further led to a 42% average increase in the total crop yield, which has ultimately led to a 120% increase in the income of farmers and an 88% increase in work availability and employment. Most importantly, the Art of Living Jaltara has noted a 100% decrease in spoilage of crops due to waterlogging.
So Guruji, throughout his life has been very, very interested in the social impact side of it's not just on the spiritual side. His view is, how do I improve the life of the rural people? How do I make them mentally strong? How do I make them healthy, right? And so water is the root of everything. I believe that water is the foundation of everything good. Without water, you cannot do anything. And Guruji recognized that. So when we initially did this simple project, we started off with 4 villages as an experiment, and that worked out. Then we said we got to scale this thing up to 50 villages. We got to 33 villages. And when that became successful, then we were able to go and talk to Guruji and say, Guruji, this is working really well. Right? We seek your blessings, because our goal is not to just solve it for Watur or for Jalna. Our goal is 100,000 villages across India in 5 years. We want to make India drought-free in 5 years. That's the vision. And Guruji is the person who can, bless us and take us to that end goal.
The aim of the Art of Living Jaltara is to save 30 trillion litres of monsoon rainwater every single year by creating simple recharge structures such as this one. The Art of Living Jaltara aims to create over 50 million recharge structures in 1 lakh of India's most drought-hit villages in an ambitious record of 5 years. In a world where water is gold, the Art of Living Jaltara shows that one doesn't have to dig deep to find treasure. Just a 4x4 recharge structure 6 feet deep into the ground is enough. Bureau Report, NewsX.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.